Hello, I'm Cyril, and this is Ben, a real golden boy. And we spent about 3 weeks here in China. As you can probably tell, I'm Chinese, and this is a handsome white boy. So, yeah, we traveled to lots of different places here, have we, Ben?
We have, yeah.
What do you feel about those places?
Each place deserves its own reflection, but and each place has its own unique charm and culture and food and people and dialect.
Right,
First of all, Nanjing. I enjoyed my time in Nanjing. It's like a mega city that's also got some quietness to it compared to like Beijing. And I enjoyed meeting some students here and getting a sense of student life, getting a sense of how people live and how young people especially experience life and the hardships that they face, but also the ways that they manage those hardships.
that's very good. We've been mainly to 3 places, have we? Nanjing, the old capital in ancient Chinese history, just mentioned, and Shenzhen City, a city that's very hard for you even to find on the map. My hometown, last but not least, Beijing City. And a particular difference you've noticed in these 3 cities?
In the 3 cities? Yeah, definitely. The pace of life is different. And obviously I met your family in Shenzhen,
Yeah, that's right.
so I got a sense of family life and even a bit of rural family life as well,
Yes.
visiting some of the smaller cities. It was interesting being a foreigner in those places because I was one of the only foreigners.
Right.
So people always looked at me with this sense of curiosity and complexion and contemplation perhaps, or curiosity. Why is this guy here?
Yeah.
Like the gorilla in the zoo.
Natural curiosity to know what you really are, maybe, in a sense. Yeah.
So I got to know authentic Chinese family life,
Right.
having hot pot together, formality,
Yeah.
different idiosyncrasies, ways of showing respect, which caught me by surprise and were hard to get used to. Beijing, on the other hand, is very fast-paced, lots of young people, tourists, much more international, much more trying to appeal, I think, to the international visitor,
Yep.
and extremely cold,
Yep.
of course, in winter. But there are lots of things to do in Beijing. It's got the same population, but almost as my home country. So, yeah, that was a very interesting place to visit.
Right. I think not many foreign expats would have the chance or curse or blessing, depending on your perspective, to get into a Chinese family in such a close distance as you just managed. What you make of that? Anything you want to get off your chest? You mentioned idiosyncrasy, as I can remember.
Idiosyncrasies.
Yes.
I noticed there's a normal pattern to things, of how life is done here, and I didn't fit very well into that pattern as a foreigner. So I got to see both the graciousness of Chinese people in accommodating for someone who doesn't understand the rules of the game,
Right.
but also I got to see how that can disturb and make certain people feel uncomfortable who are used to someone who doesn't understand Chinese mannerisms.
If anything, that can make you feel better. I want to say they still love you despite your cultural faux pas. So, yeah, you're still deep down loved and adored by my family and all my friends. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And I really appreciate it. But I also got to see the difference between how young people behave and how the older generations behave in the family situation.
Right.
How young people treat each other very differently to what the expectations are of the older generations.
Would you say there's a decentralization when it comes to power, when it comes to young people? We treat each other more like equals, whereas for the older generations, more like authoritative and demanding, that kind of thing.
I think there's a greater structure to the older generations.
Right.
Expectations they've been raised with. But I think that younger generations are more flexible
Yep.
and they're more down to earth, I think.
Right.
And I can see a generation of people who are very curious and open-minded and wanting to know more about how things work and why things are the way they are. Whereas I think the older generation is quite happy with a lot of the way things are, and they want to preserve that. So neither interest is inherently right or wrong, but they're just different stages of life or different philosophies.
Yeah, we'll be like them, just like one day in the future. Yeah.
Perhaps, yes.
Yes.
It'll be our turn.
Yeah, right. Anything you want to say in particular to the elder generation in their favor, Chinese elder generation, which is Matt?
Older generation is very caring and considerate, and in many ways they are the heart of China because they hold things together. They hold their families together. Chinese mums hold a lot of responsibility and pressure
Yes.
to perform and to raise children and to work as well, to be successful, to make money. So there's a huge amount of responsibility on mothers to keep everyone safe and to provide financially and have their own career. But on dads, there's a lot of pressure to, I think, be the rock of the family and to have answers to questions and to explain things and to teach things. I can see a real passion in older Chinese men and a desire to guide the younger generations. So I respect both of those aspects of the older generations and then just their hospitality as well.
It's very good. Any particular thing you want to say about Chinese girls? You seem to have a good time with them. Oh, and boys, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong.
I'm not sure what Cyril's implying. I made some friends here who were usually like younger guys and girls. Yeah, I enjoyed meeting the men and women here who are younger, around my age, around early 20s. And I can see that even though life is sometimes very hard in China, often very hard in China, younger generations have worked incredibly hard and have a lot riding on their shoulders.
Yes.
And so I greatly respect the younger generations and the effort they put in.
Right.
The ways that young people find joy and happiness, even in times when life is so busy that I would find it hard to find those things. But I see young people as very extremely resourceful, and they know how to innovate and find ways to make the most out of life, even when they are working 12-hour days or studying for 6 years straight, or finding it hard to find a job. Whatever they're doing, they work very hard and seem to really somehow find immense beauty in life as well.
How your life would have been different had it been brought up in China?
I don't think I would survive in China because I don't see myself as those things. I'm a more laid back, relaxed person.
Right.
And I like to take each day more slowly, and I think Chinese people would get annoyed at me because of how long I take to think of what I want to do next. I don't know what my Chinese parents would think of me if I was raised here. Maybe they wouldn't be too happy.
Either they think you're a bloody genius, or they think you are a complete fanatic. Either of these.
Yeah, no in between.
There's a fine line between these two, or very thin line, you know. Yeah.
For sure.
Now that you're leaving, any final words to maybe my friends you've met and the elder generation, my family you've met? Maybe some final thoughts about this land in general?
Some final thoughts about this land. This is a land that, in many ways, never rests. It's a land that keeps on going. And it's kind of like they call New York the city that never sleeps.
Yeah, right.
And China is it's the country where people work very hard, but seem to, even though they work very hard, always have time for others. So that's my impression of China. People who work very hard always have time for others. But at the same time, there's immense social pressure here, I think, to perform and to not only to perform like academically or financially, but also to appear a certain way in front of other people, to be beautiful, or to look the part. It's not like you don't just have to like achieve goals, but you have to look the part of someone who has achieved goals. I think that's a lot to manage. It's something I'm not used to, because in Australia that's very different.
Right.
So that's my overall impression, is a place with a lot of expectations and a lot of hopes and dreams. And people who are very restless to achieve those dreams. But also a very beautiful culture, people who always seem to have time for other people, who value connection and community more so than anywhere I've been before.
Right.
And so that's something I would love to take away with me and have influenced my own character.
That's very good. If anything, I just want to tell you again that despite all the discomfort you might endure here, please remember all the love and care and the kindness you've received from our people. And yeah, I hope that's something that will help you along to grow or to move forward in the future.
Yeah, the people here are incredibly kind and generous, and I don't know if I'll be able to pay back that generosity from your family has shown.
You'll be indebted.
Yes, I'm indebted. I'm officially a bonded servant.
Right.
But I'd love to come back someday. Experience more of the China has felt in such a big place. So, yeah, thank you for that.
All right, let's say a final goodbye to China.
Bye bye.
And let's wish and got gentle breeze his way back and bon voyage.
Bon voyage.